It's Bayern Munich's world, and the rest of the Bundesliga are literally just living in it. So it is a must-win or just not get embarrassed for Borussia Dortmund. I'll go back and say not get embarrassed for Borussia Dortmund in terms of credibility for their season.
Now, tomorrow's Der Klassiker is the 138th edition of this matchup, dating back to 1965. No other German fixture has been played this many times. Now, Bayern, they do have the edge in the all-time matchup against Dortmund, but that being said, Bayern haven't been able to beat Dortmund in the last 3 matchups between these two teams. Now, ahead of this game, Bayern Munich manager Vincent Kompany spoke about it and said, "It feels like a derby, even though there's a big distance between both cities. It's a classic. Emotions play a bigger role than in other games, and that's what makes it so special. Both games last year against Dortmund were good. We played well, but drew to them twice." Now, Bayern, they do sit at the top of the standings with 4 points separating them and Dortmund, who are in second place. So if they do get the win, they'll be 7 points ahead of them. And guys, it's certainly not an impossible task if that does happen for Dortmund to be able to catch back up to Bayern Munich. But it does make it a lot harder to catch up. So then that begs the question, Lahoud, if Bayern walks away with the win in this one, does it feel like the Bundesliga is over at this point?
Yeah, for sure. And to back up a bit, you have to give some context into what this match truly means. In the Bundesliga, Der Klassiker, it's not just a rivalry. It's a statement that you can send to the rest of the league. These two clubs tend to send statements with the way they perform. If Borussia Dortmund get a result, it gives them a bit more credibility that maybe there is a potential title race. I'm not willing to go there just yet because they have to play each other yet again. But it puts them in a place of credibility that people should take Borussia Dortmund a bit seriously. If Bayern Munich win, forget the gap that's created. It sends a public service announcement that for the rest of the league, Bayern is not just the standard, but ultimately it's Bayern Munich's league, it's Bayern Munich's world, and the rest of the Bundesliga are literally just living in it. So it is a must-win or just not get embarrassed for Borussia Dortmund. I'll go back and say not get embarrassed for Borussia Dortmund in terms of credibility for their season.
Yeah, for me, Bayern Munich are the clear favorites to win the Bundesliga this year. I mean, there's 25 goals scored in six matches, 3 goals against. But more importantly, they are 10 wins from 10 matches across all competitions. That is the best start in Bayern Munich history, and that's since 1965. So we're talking about they are on a path of destruction, not only in Bundesliga, but they're chasing Champions League, and they're built for that. I was a little skeptical of the midfield pairing of Goretzka and Kimmich. I thought, it's not a good fit because we've seen them try and work together before. But this year, with the addition of Luis Diaz, you have a healthy Serge Gnabry in the middle, and then Olise continues to improve, along with the centerpiece that is Harry Kane. They are built to pin teams back. If they do defend, they can counter. They're just so dynamic. And so when I watch this Bayern Munich side, I say, if they do win this game, clearly the league is not over. But for me, Bayern Munich are winning this league, barring any major injury. And for me, it's if Harry Kane gets injured, I mean, they still have Musiala on the way back. we haven't even seen a Musiala back healthy. So it is frightening when you're looking at this front three. Luis Diaz was the perfect addition to the squad. So they are a joy to watch. You even have Konrad Laimer filling in as a left back in this team. He's kind of just holding that spot down until Alphonso Davies potentially comes back, and I think we'll see Alphonso come back in the early 2026, more of in a fitness type of mode right now as he's building back from the ACL tear in the Nations League. But man, this team is scary good.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you could argue just their goal production alone, like that top line is among the best, if not the best, in all of Europe right now. And that's terrifying. The goal productivity outside of all of their just progressions and ball interactions on and off makes them absolutely lethal. I think the only people that I could see entering the argument would maybe be like Real Madrid's top line, Mbappe.
Real Madrid?
Yeah, maybe.
Not PSG, Barcelona?
You know what? Yes, PSG. I forgot about them for a minute.
Yeah, no, look, I'm very high on this Bayern front line, Chuck, and I express your excitement with it. I'm not willing to go out and say that they're the best front line in world football just yet. They certainly are in the Bundesliga, smashing goal records. I love the fact that you touch on the history that's being made. Harry Kane is having the best start to his club football career I've ever seen. A lot of people in the Premier League, Tottenham fans, will bemoan that Harry Kane usually doesn't show up in August. Well, that's come and gone. It's what's around him that really makes this Bayern side tick. And watching the way Harry Kane drops into the half spaces, it's become a nightmare for opposing defenders. Harry Kane's filling that void for Jamal Musiala, who usually plays the attacking midfielder, and it's unlocking the likes of Lucho Diaz, who's also having his best start to a season that he's had since I think he was at FC Porto. So this is a Bayern side that, looking at their upcoming schedule, I will be willing to say this. They have PSG in the Champions League, so hopefully we'll get to see the clash of that front three. Arsenal in the Champions League as well. And in terms of the Bundesliga, Bayer Leverkusen, who hasn't looked like themselves, Freiburg, who's a good defensive side. I mean, if Bayern can go and continue this runaway train, I will say that this will be the best Bayern side since they last won the treble under Hansi Flick. They are that good.
From an attacking standpoint, I'm not yet willing to say through the spine of the team, both central midfield and the center back pairing, that they are there. But in terms of the most informed front three in world football, right now they are. Do I think they are the best front three? No, because we still got to remember the defending champions, PSG, when Dembele, who is coming back from a major injury, and Doué, these hamstring injuries that they're from all the matches they've been playing. I also look at, yes, Real Madrid for sure, but Barcelona with Lewandowski, Rafinha, Yamal, and you're adding Rashford in that front three. They've entered the conversation. So, yeah, it's an exciting team. I also want to give credit to Dortmund because Niko Kovac has had 21 wins from his 34 matches across all competitions, which ranks among the best managers in Dortmund's history. So he's come in, and I was unsure about the hire in the first place. And some of the results were up and down. And you see the Champions League when they go 4-4 against Juve. They should have locked that down. That game should have been over. Exciting, but Dortmund should have come away with the win when you score that many goals away from home. But all in all, I think he's done a terrific job of setting up this team defensively and then allowing Guirassy to kind of do what he does as a big target striker. He's been effective. And Karim Adeyemi, who's always had this potential. Like, he has those brilliant moments, but it's never been consistent throughout. Can he stay healthy and get after it, especially in the counter, because he is so dynamic. So this Dortmund team is sneaky good, but they're just not, they don't have the quality that Bayern Munich have.
Do you still have to continue to give Dortmund credit? Because when you look at some of the stats, like Bayern Munich is on a 15-match unbeaten streak in Bundesliga. Dortmund is just 14. Bayern Munich have only given up 3 goals this season. Dortmund have only given up 4 this season. So, you know, they are competing right there. So how much confidence do you have in them in being able to get the job done? Are there ways that they are able to get it done against this tough Bayern Munich side?
At first, I thought you were doing a little pantomime.
Are you in a box? I'm a big ham talker. Sometimes I feel Italian. If I got my Italian girl here, you know, I gotta bring it out a little bit.
Yeah, look, Niko Kovac will be hoping to celebrate. It was actually his birthday recently. He turned 54. He'll be hoping to celebrate his birthday in style, and which cues up how can they do it? So there's 3 ways they can do it. Number one, if you've ever watched a Niko Kovac side, you'll know that his teams, they've got a bit of an edge about them. So Borussia Dortmund, they have to have full discipline out of possession. And Niko Kovac has instilled this nastiness. They get their best player, and a lot of people who will watch this Dortmund side from last season will think Zehu Guirassy. But when I watch Borussia Dortmund, the reason why I think they'll have a chance is Nico Schlotterbeck coming back from injury. Big miss at the end of the season. That matchup between him, Harry Kane, they'll need him to really marshal that back line. Unleashing Karim Adeyemi, and Chuck, you brought up the best point about him because he's been inconsistent and he's had injury problems. But with Zehu Guirassy not really playing his best football yet, and I say that, and he's already scored a handful of times in the Bundesliga. That tells you the standard that he has. him on the counterattack is going to be really, really important, because going back to the last time Borussia Dortmund won in this fixture, which was only in 2024, it was Adeyemi that got a goal on the counterattack against the run of play. And last but not least, it's what I see in the midfield. Yes, Bayern have looked almost imperious in the league, but you can get after this Bayern side because they overplay a bit. And I look at a player like Joshua Kimmich, who is one of the most underrated midfielders in world football. He has these momentary lapses of just being a bit too lax in possession. I went back and watched the match against Werder Bremen. The first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, Bremen had 2 chances where they went and pressed Joshua Kimmich, won the ball off of him, thought they scored to get the lead, but it was called offside twice. So if you're Dortmund, what you do out of possession will really dictate what you can do in possession.
And I'd say Ta is also a weakness, because, yes, he's had success in the Bundesliga, but he's a little bit slow on the turn. He's guilty of jumping and trying to dive in, and he can get exposed. The same with Konrad Laimer. He's been phenomenal playing as a makeshift left back, but he can get exposed in transition.
When I first met Lahoud, when I came to the studio, he picked me up wearing everything Dortmund. He's like, "Oh, good morning, Buckets. How are you today?" So I apologize for this one, Lahoud. I think we can all agree, though, that Luis Diaz has been one of the best transfers we've seen in Europe so far this season. And we are getting disrespectful lines on Luis Diaz because Harry Kane exists. Harry Kane to score right now is minus 300. Everyone wants to bet everything Harry Kane. But Diaz to score or assist in this fixture is playable right now at minus 125. Diaz has 9 goal contributions in his 6 Bundesliga matches, and because everyone's talking about Kane, he's not getting the attention I think he deserves, and neither is Michael Olise. I absolutely love Diaz to have a goal contribution in this game. I don't think it should be playable regardless of their opponent. I know Dortmund has been stout defensively, but I just don't think it matters with the form Bayern Munich is in right now, which leads me to my second bet, my I'm so sorry Michael Lahoud bet. I think Bayern Munich are going to score 3 goals here. I'm taking their 2.5 team total at minus 120. I think we're going to see a classic slugfest shootout here where we're going to see like a 4-2 scoreline or something crazy. But I love the fact that Bayern Munich, in the form they're in, you're still getting playable odds for them to score goals, which is what they've been doing regardless of their opponents this season.
Dortmund has only conceded 4 goals so far this season, haven't they?
They conceded 4 in one game against Juve in the Champions League. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Charlie,
I'm with you,
right.
Jay Buckets.
You're right.
Look, Jimmy Buckets. Are you saying 3 own goals or 3 actual goals? Because it could be own goals as well. What are the odds for that?
It could be. Oh, I haven't looked at the odds at 3 own goals. That scares me a little bit. Give me a Kane brace like we always seem to get, and at least one of those will be an assist from Diaz. And I don't think Dortmund's just going to roll over. They'll keep this competitive. Yeah. They'll probably score 2 themselves, but I just think we're going to see a ton of goals in Der Klassiker this year.
Oh, it's going to be such a good matchup this weekend. All right, Buckets, thank you so much.
No problem, guys. Thank you.